Hey there, Eric. I wasn't sure if you knew this or not, but the anniversary of your dad's death is going to be next month. Did you have any plans to do anything about it? Would you mind if I went to go and stay with you?
Oh, hey Mom. Sorry for not talking about this with you earlier. I just want to let you know that I was going to go back home on that day. But Linda and Jack aren't going to be able to tag along, so it's just going to be me.
Oh, really? And here I thought I was finally going to get to spend some time with those two. Are they okay? Why won't they be able to come with you?
Yeah, she's fine. She just isn't feeling great at the moment is all.
Oh my, and you don't even think she'll feel better by next month? Are you really sure that she's okay?
Yeah, I'm sure, Mom. I'm sure if we went to go and see a doctor, they would just say she has low blood sugar or something like that. I mean, you know Linda. She's always been a bit trial.
I suppose you're right about this. And this year the summer has just been unbearable, don't you think? I'm sure that she's feeling even more worn out than usual with all that.
Yeah, although thankfully, it's already starting to cool down. That's good at least.
I know, but sometimes that kind of fatigue can really sneak up on you and take a while to recover from. But if your wife is really feeling so bad that you don't think she would even be able to visit, then maybe I should go to you after all. In fact, I just know that if I went over to your house more often, I could make her feel better. Maybe I could start coming over weekly until Linda starts to feel better. I could help take care of Jack so that she can concentrate on feeling better.
I really don't think we need that, Mom. I'm already doing all that I can for them from here, so I think that we're going to be fine. Besides, if you came over, well, I just don't think Linda would even be able to rest. She'd just feel bad that you were doing all that for her.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose that does make sense. But if you ever need any help at all, just let me know. I mean, I know that her parents died when she was quite young, so I just want you to know that you can ask me for help.
Great. Thank you so much, Mom. That means a lot. But I'm sure that it would be a pain for you to come all the way here as well. I mean, even on the freeway, it's at least a 2-hour drive, right?
That sounds about right, but it's not like I can't even drive anymore. I may be your mother, but I'm not some geezer.
I know, but I think that old people always think they're okay to drive until they're not. So just take care of yourself, okay?
I don't need my son to tell me how to drive, thank you very much. I've already told myself that I'm going to turn in my license once my eyesight starts to go. But I'm just saying that I haven't seen Linda or my grandson in a few months now, and I really would like to spend some time with them.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait for Linda to recover a bit more before we can really make that happen. Just take things slow and don't rush this, or else Linda is never going to feel better, okay?
Do you really think so? Well, I suppose maybe I can send over something to try and make her feel better.
Sure. If you want to send a package or something like that, that's fine. But just don't say anything about Linda being sick, okay? I know that she wants as few people as possible worrying about her.
Well, if she really is feeling as bad as you say, I really would like to talk to her just for a little bit.
I really don't think that is a good idea. Not right now, anyways. There's just a lot going on around the house, and we really barely have any time for ourselves. I really want you to just hold off on doing anything like that.
I see, but Eric, I'm just curious. Do you think that whatever this is mental and not physical?
I really don't know. The doctors seem to think that's more in Linda's head. But don't tell her I said that to you.
Well, I can understand. Of course I would never tell her that you said that. But I am still worried. I've really come to like that young lady and even think of her as a daughter, so I guess it's only natural I should be so worried. So, anyways, if there ever is anything that I can do for her, please just let me know. I really do want to help if I can.
Thank you so much, Mom. I'm sure that Linda would be delighted to hear just how much you care about her, but I think that for now, the best thing to do is just let her rest.
I suppose you are right about that. If space is what Linda needs, then that is what I'll give her. Just tell her that I said hi and that I'm thinking of her, and tell her not to worry about missing the memorial for your dad. Hey, Eric, are you there? I was just thinking of some things that all four of us could do together if I went over there to visit.
You mean you want to come and visit us here? What do you mean by that? You're not actually planning on coming, are you?
I mean, I could if you just said that it was a good time to. I don't really have much going on and would be happy to work with your schedule.
I really don't think that's a good idea, Mom. It's just not going to work right now.
Don't tell me that Linda is still feeling awful. You know, if she still hasn't gotten any better, then I am just a bit worried for her. I tried to visit her earlier to drop off that fruit basket, but she seemed cold. I don't know. I felt like I wasn't even supposed to be there. It was all pretty confusing.
Okay, Mom. I know this might be hard for you to take, but I have to tell you the truth.
What are you talking about? What truth? What haven't you been telling me, Eric?
The truth is that Linda just really doesn't like spending time with you all that much.
And that's why she didn't want to have to go to the memorial for your dad?
That's right. I'm really, really sorry for misleading before, but I just didn't want to hurt your feelings. But I know that lying to you only made you more worried about her, so I'm sorry that I did it.
I see. Well, this is really quite a surprise. I wasn't expecting this at all.
I know, and I'm really sorry that you had to find out this way. But the thing is that Linda really isn't the type of woman that you think she is. And every time you've come over, she's just been putting on an act to be polite to you. But that's why you need to quit asking if you can come over. It's just never going to be a good time, okay?
And here I thought that the two of us were going to be able to get along together.
Mom, please, be real. When has a woman ever gotten along with her mother-in-law? And you know how headstrong Linda can be. She knows what she wants. She doesn't like to compromise. I mean, she's supposed to be stay-at-home, but she hardly ever does anything around the house.
Oh, really? Wow, I never really thought of her as that kind of person.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You never even got to know the real her, so you're not missing out on much, okay? In fact, I really think that it's in both of your best interests not to spend time with each other. The truth is that if Linda ever did try to be friends with you, I would guess it just had to do with the fact that you had all that inheritance from Dad.
You really think that's why she would want anything to do with me? And here I thought that she was always so kind. I really am taken aback by this. I expected so much more of her.
Well, I think Linda just knows how to trick people. I mean, I think she certainly tricked me into doing things before. But, anyways, I think you should just forget all about the fact that I have a wife. She really isn't even worth wasting your time on.
Eric, this is your wife that we're talking about. I can't just forget all about her. Besides, does that mean that you think things aren't going that well between the two of you?
What makes you say that? Why would you think things aren't going well?
Well, because of the way that you're talking about her to me. You're making her sound like some total villain here. I mean, is this all true, or are you just saying this so that I stop asking to come around so often?
Look, Mom, I really didn't want to be the one to break this to you, but I saw how much you were worrying and I felt really bad. I know this isn't what you wanted to hear, but it's the truth, okay?
Well, I understand it perfectly fine. If Linda's only ever going to be putting on a mask when she interacts with me, then I won't ever bother going over.
Please don't be mad at Linda for this, though. It really isn't her fault.
Oh, I'm not mad at all. If anything, I'm just sad about all of this.
I really am sorry that you had to find out like this, Mom. You have to believe me there.
I know you are, and you should know that I'm not mad at you at all, Eric. I mean, you can't really expect all of the people to like you all of the time, right? But I suppose now that I know Linda isn't actually sick, that's a relief at least.
You really are too kind for your own good sometimes. Do you know that, Mom?
You really think so? I'm just trying to show her the kindness that I would expect from anyone, but maybe this is just something that comes with age. It's not that I'm not sad, but I just understand what she wants out of me, and I'm going to respect that.
I am just really sorry things had to end up this way. I know this isn't how you wanted them to go.
I mean, I really am just a little surprised is all. After all, the two of you have been married for 10 years now. I really never thought that you two had any serious problems between each other, but as long as you say the problem isn't too bad, then that's all that matters for me.
Thank you so much for being understanding about this, Mom.
Of course, it really isn't a problem, although I really would like to spend more time with little Jack, you know.
Right. Yes. Of course. You can see Jack, no problem. That's fine with me. We'll set up something soon. I promise.
Sounds good to me, Eric. Thank you. You just make sure that things are okay at home first.
Hello, Grandma? Are you there right now?
Grandma? Wait a second. Is this little Jack? How are you doing? It's been so long since the two of us last saw each other. Are you texting me from your mom's phone right now?
Grandma, please. You have to help me.
What do you mean? What help do you need? What's going on?
It's my mom. She's bleeding from her head. You have to help me right now. I don't know what to do.
Hold on a second. Your mom is bleeding from her head? What in the world happened? Are you okay?
It was Dad. He did this to my mom.
Your dad did this to your mom? Are you sure about that? But I don't understand. Why would your father do something like that to her?
Well, Mom and Dad were fighting since this morning. Then Dad hit Mom on the head before he went to work. Mom was saying she was okay, but then she fell on the ground.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for telling me all of that. I'm going to be over there as soon as I can. I'm also going to call an ambulance to your house. So, when you hear the doorbell ring, check if it's the paramedics. If it is, then let them in the house and show them where your mom is. Do you think you'll be able to get in the ambulance with your mom when they come?
I think I can do that. I have to be with Mom while she's like this, right?
That's right, but you're going to be okay. We're going to get her help as soon as we can, okay? You just need to hang on for a little bit longer and be there for your mom.
Hey, Mom, are you there? Did you call me? What is it? What do you want?
Eric, do you have anything that you want to say to me right now?
Do I have anything that I want to say to you? Like what? What do you even mean by that? I've already told you about what's going on between Linda and I, so I don't really think there's anything else to talk about.
And you are absolutely sure about that, Eric?
Yeah, of course I am. What is all this about anyways, Mom?
So you're really just going to play dumb about all of this then? Is that right? I know that you hit Linda, didn't you, Eric?
Mom, what on earth are you talking about? You know that I would never ever do that.
Tell me, Eric, do you have any idea where I am right now?
Well, when you ask it like that, it makes me guess that you're not at home. But don't tell me you're at my house.
No, I'm not at either of our houses. I'm actually at the hospital right now.
You're at the hospital? But what are you doing at a place like that?
Well, Linda was bleeding from her head, so we had to take her there. Although you were the one that did that to her, weren't you? I know that you two were fighting this morning and that before you went to work, you hit her, didn't you?
Mom, wait. You've got this all wrong. I swear. This whole thing is Linda's fault. She was hiding money from me, and that's what we were fighting about. She said some horrible things to me. All I did was push her a little, I swear.
If that's all you did, then how is it she ended up bleeding from her head? I know the truth. Jack called me. If you had hit Linda just a little more strongly, or if she had bumped into anything, then the results could have been really bad.
Mom, I'm really sorry. I really didn't mean for it to turn into something big like this. I guess I just got a little upset is all. What hospital are you all at right now? I'll leave work and head over there right now.
We don't want you here at all, Eric, but you should know that Linda is going to divorce you.
Wait just a second. What happened this morning wasn't on purpose, you know? Please, tell Linda that I'm sorry and this is all an accident. I really didn't want you to get wrapped up in our drama, Mom.
Well, it's a good thing I did, or else something even worse might have happened in the future. Because as I understand it, this has been going on for some time now, hasn't it?
That's not true.
Well, that's not what your son has to say about it.
You mean you're really gonna trust him over me?
Even your wife says that what Jack told me is true.
But it's not. I'm telling you, none of it's true. They're both lying about me.
And just why would they need to do that?
Well, that's because things haven't been going well at home. They're just trying to bully me.
Eric, you know that I already heard the full story from Linda, right? I know all about how you were having an affair with another mom from Jack's school.
You mean she even mentioned that to you? Why would she do something like that?
Is that why you started hitting her? Because she found out that you were cheating on her? It's a good thing I know about this so I can keep them far away from you. You're just horrible. How could you do this to your own wife, Eric?
Please, Mom. There's just one big misunderstanding. I swear. There was no cheating. I just happened to run into this lady while I was out with Jack. But we just talked, and that's it.
Oh, please, you really think that I buy that? You think that Linda would be this mild if it was true? I know that you were out cheating on her yesterday, but I bet that you didn't know you were being filmed.
You mean that there's evidence of what I was doing? I had no idea that I was being watched.
Oh, I think that you did. Or at least you thought that you were, and that's why you decided to hit Linda.
Mom, you're taking all of this way too far right now.
Linda already told me about how you were demanding to see her phone, and when she refused, that was when you hit her. But you still didn't get her phone, and she even showed me the evidence that she'd been collecting.
You're kidding me.
Not only that, but she showed me all the photos of the bruises that you had left on her before. You're just awful.
Mom, please, you don't get it. This is all just one big misunderstanding. I swear. You really don't have the full story.
I'm almost scared to ask what the whole story might even be at this point. But no matter what the truth is, I can't forgive you for hitting Linda and exposing your own son to this violence. All that tells me is that you are a terrible husband and father. And after all the lying to me, you're a terrible son as well. Whatever Linda decides to do, I hope she makes you sorry for what you did. After that, Linda took some time to recover in the hospital before she began to deal with Eric. She talked to the hospital on the woman who Eric was having an affair with, and both couples began the divorce process. Thankfully for Linda and the husband of the woman Eric was sleeping with, they both got custody of their children. Then the two cheaters were left with nothing but the large legal bills from the lawsuit for their affair and child support. In the end, Eric tried to beg for forgiveness, but nobody was listening to the words that he had to say. Even soft-spoken Linda said that she was never going to forgive him for what he had done to her and her son. She even requested during the divorce that a restraining order be placed on Eric for their safety. During the divorce proceedings, Jack was asked to tell the judge what he had seen his dad do to his mom, and I don't think there was a single dry eye in the entire room. Everyone was shocked to learn the extent of how Eric treated his wife behind closed doors. It was only then that I realized he was lying to me about her not wanting to be around me. I realized that this was all just a ploy of Eric's to keep Linda isolated so that nobody would ever learn about what he was doing to her. I almost believed him too and was ready to write off ever having a relationship with my daughter-in-law until Jack told me all about what had happened during that conversation when his mom had collapsed. Still, I am just so scared to even think of what might have happened if Linda had been hit a little harder or hit her head just a little bit differently. Just thinking of Jack at home all alone with his mom like that, it was enough to send shivers down my spine thinking of what could have been. Thankfully, both Jack and Linda are safe now. Rumors of what Eric had done began to fly around his office, so he decided to pack up his life and move to another state. The only time Linda ever hears from him now is when his child support checks arrive in the mail. Though they almost never talk, Linda does get news about what Eric is up to through what few mutual friends they have and other grapevines of gossip that she's connected to. Apparently Eric was so ashamed of the rumors about him that were getting passed around his office, he even stopped showing up to work for a whole week before anyone noticed that he had disappeared entirely. Of course, because Eric never quit his job properly, there was no way he could ever use his past career as a reference in his life. Whatever that is. Because of that, Linda told me that Eric had to move into a tiny apartment all by himself, and is now working several part-time jobs just to make ends meet. It doesn't sound like a pleasant life, but as long as he earns enough to keep up with the child support, I don't really care at all about how he's doing. As for me, I decided to cut Eric out of my life in light of what I had found out about him. I had no idea where he's living or what he's doing to make ends meet, and honestly, I prefer to keep it that way. Linda and I, on the other hand, are much closer now than we have ever been before. We had each thought that we were hated by the other person, only to realize that we were both being lied to by the same person. Realizing this, we made more of an effort to spend time with each other and got to know each other. Now, thanks to that, I also get to spend much more time with my amazing little grandson, Jack.